All right, let's get into part two of our defensive kind of setup, organization, decisions. Still working with the red team here. Part one, we talked a little bit about playing in D and mostly in C, and how we were going to try to rotate defensively. Red still in that 3-4-1-2. What's going to happen if they get into B or into A? All right, defensively, it's kind of the same thing. We're going to communicate how to sort out the outsides and then trying to keep them on one side. So let's say they've got a winger and she's playing up high and she receives the ball in this position here. We've got to decide which player is going to go ahead and get pressure on it and deny them going forward. And let's just say it's going to be the left center back or the outside back in this back three. So if she ends up having to come all the way out in here into our one, because we're kind of going this way. I think when we were talking about blue going this way, we kind of called that 5 because we were out there. But anyway, as she slides over in this area, trying to keep her going forward, it's like a string. All right, so everybody kind of gets pulled along. The center back slides to there, the outside back slides there, and that's going to pull our outside winger or our wing back into shape here. So now we kind of look like we're a back four because we want to be +1. And then our holding mids need to sort out the gaps of where they need to be according to what pressure on the ball and where the opponents are. So in this scenario, we're probably doubling back to try and get pressure on it. We're going to go ahead and take away this player as she's coming forward. They're attacking mid. Their center forward's probably going to be making a run, so we'll probably mark that there. Now we've got a covering player here. If their other attacking mid gets forward, it's probably going to be our holding mid to go ahead and try and take care of that. And then the attacking mid for us is going to try and tuck in as well. And what we really want to do is try and keep it one side. As long as we keep it one side, in this scenario, we're basically +3. Let's say their outside back joins, then we're still +2. Let's say their holding mid gets forward, we're still +1, plus our goalkeeper. But we're still +1 in this scenario. What we want to make sure doesn't happen is the ball gets from one side to the other. So when they get it in this kind of scenario that we own that middle channel, we own 3. In this scenario here, we want to make sure we own with that pass, if it can be played directly into 2, that it's matched up, and defensively that we're marking in those areas there. But foremost, we want to communicate to see who's going to step out here and get pressure on the ball and make sure it cannot go forward. That's the biggest thing for us. And just like any defense, it can be unlocked. Great attacking can beat great defending. And it's going to come down to this 1v1. If they got a tricky winger that's getting around, able to get by people, it's going to be difficult for us. We're going to have to be able to organize. And if they're able to do that, then we've got to slide over and tuck back in and get ourselves organized again. But we need to try and win those 1v1s. If we win the 1v1s, everything becomes a little bit easier. Or if we force them into things that are predictable, defense just trying to make the field small. Offensively, we want to make it big. But if we get into these areas, into defending in A and B, same things we want to do in C and D, keeping it one side, making the field as small as we can, matching up, trying to get pressure on the ball, denying the ball going forward, forcing it one way. Can we go from yellow to get into green so we can go high pressure and match up man for man, man for man, man for man, and still have an extra player? If we can't get pressure on the ball, we get yellow, we defend the spaces. If we can't get pressure on it right away, defend the spaces first, get ourselves really balanced and organized, but then go get pressure on it. But as it gets closer to the goal, it's a little bit easier to get pressure on the ball. But it's working together and making sure that we stick to our principles, denying forward, pressure on the ball, force one way as a team. And then individually, can I intercept? Can I get there before she controls it? Can I get there before she can turn and face me? Can I get there before she can play behind me? And if we can't do those things, we definitely are in yellow. All right, so hopefully that helps. So we talked a little bit about C and D in the first one, and now we're talking a little bit about A and B So something to review. We'll cover a little bit more on Wednesday and Thursday. All right. Thanks much.